I'm supposed to be doing hill reps today. Here's why I'm not. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Devon, and last night I had the worst sleep ever. Sometimes I go through, for whatever particular reason, really bad bouts of insomnia, and last night was definitely one of those. And I woke up this morning feeling properly broken, thinking I've got some big volume to be doing on the bike this weekend with some fatigue resistance efforts on them, and part of me was thinking I could go and do the hill reps and just push through, but there's another part of me goes, I don't want to get ill. And I've only got 6 weeks until Inferno France, and sometimes pulling back, in fact most of the time, pulling back is the thing that we should do, but we don't, because we get obsessed with missing training sessions and how that's going to magically affect our fitness, and it doesn't. Unless, of course, we're constantly missing training sessions. And more often than not, we need to think about the future, about what's coming ahead, and making sure that we are healthy. And this is something I'm definitely dialing into a hell of a lot more this year on myself. I'm in good shape. I'm clearly riding the bike well. So missing hill reps today and being able to focus on the volume Friday and Saturday and a little bit on Sunday as well is definitely the right course of action. The good news is that I've managed to squeeze in a massage with my massage guy, who rang me up and said, look, I've got a space. Do you want to come in? And I'm like, perfect. Let's go and do that. So I'm off to go and do that now. Yeah. I bet you're not putting any pressure on it either. That's always tight in there.
Yeah.
That's been out. Well, that was well worth going to go and see Rich. He's done a really good job. He always manages to get into the muscle way more than I can stretch. Anyhow, I'm just watching the tour as they go up Col de la Loze. And I've been working on my own training. So I've taken the training that was due to be in my training peaks out today. And I'm just going to go and ride long tomorrow, long on Saturday. I should hopefully feel recovered tomorrow. I would hope, get a decent night's sleep tonight. And I will place the hill reps next week, latter part of the week. So this week is still, plan is to do a fair bit of volume Friday and Saturday. And next week is a deload week. Let me show you on Training Peaks. So I was supposed to do hill reps here. Now, if I pull that up and chuck it in there, what it does is it pushes my fitness up to 105 and my form down to minus 42. Now, the fitness is the thing I'm looking at, and obviously form minus 42 is massive. So, and I was pushing for a big training week. But here's the thing, because I have not slept well and it makes no sense to train today, I'm thinking about recovery and not making myself ill, because if I get ill, then my training's really going to go south. So I don't want to do that. So I've pulled that hill rep session out and I give myself a proper recovery day. My fitness is still 103 by the end of the week, and my form is minus 35, which is pushing boundaries for sure. But then next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself some decent recovery, and I'm going to strength train, and I'll fit those hill reps in either on Thursday or Friday. But if I do it this way and flow training this way, I still get my volume out. I'll do some fatigue resistance efforts on Saturday after a long, decent hilly ride on Friday, and it all work quite nicely. And what it will mean is I'll pull myself back and I will bring my form back to -1, but my fitness will stay at 100. Now, ideally, I'd want that form to push up a little bit to maybe in the pluses, plus 10s on the deload week. And what I will do is I will just play it by ear and see how I feel. Sometimes, or more often than not, I need more time for recovery. So if I pull that out, you can see that even if I was to push the hill reps over and give myself 2 clear days of recovery, I'm going to get my form up to 20. And this is why planning your training forward in Training Peaks is so good, because you can plan in the fatigue and the form, and you can look at it and go, well, if I miss this training session out today, is that going to affect my fitness overall? And the answer to that question is, by taking that training session out today, I'm not going to affect my fitness that much, and potentially it's going to be even greater for my form later on down the line. So I don't need to panic. And this is what people do. They panic training because they think, oh, I'm going to miss a training session, I'm going to ruin all my fitness. And I know just by looking at the science that it's complete cessation of all training. After 10 days, you start to notice a degrade of your fitness. One training session missed, and staying focused and consistent isn't going to kill you. And as I said earlier, the important thing for me is not getting ill, so I don't miss loads of training. So if taking a day off today and allowing decent recovery, eating well, sleeping as much as I can, and getting plenty of hydration in, so tomorrow I can ride really strong and confidently, that's the right call. Definitely taking yesterday off was the right thing to do. I woke up this morning feeling a lot more refreshed, and I'm going to go and ride about 5 hours, and depending on how I feel, I'll put fatigue resistance efforts into the bike ride today, or I'll do that tomorrow on the long ride. I ate plenty of carbs yesterday. I was still on the scales this morning and I've gone up by pretty much a kg. I think sometimes when people feel off, they stop eating, especially cyclists who have such a weird relationship with food. But the more I coach and the more I work on myself to make sure that I can ride the bike consistently well, I know the fueling aspect is uber important to get right, but less people just struggle with it. So I don't care about the weight gain. I know that's what weight gain because I've eaten a lot of carbs. I'm feeling really energized today, or well, I say really energized, a lot more energized than I was yesterday. So I've got a 5 hour ride, potentially with some fatigue resistance efforts in it. I may, as I say, may do those tomorrow, but ultimately I'm just going to go hilly and just see how the body feels. I'll take the camera with me because I'm going to go towards Exmoor and it's beautiful up there. And I have a rough plan of action in my head of where I'm going to go. Basically, it's going to have a bit of fun and make the route up as I go. I think having yesterday off has kind of made me mentally and physically more energized. I'm excited to get on the bike. Whereas if you'd asked me yesterday, do you want to go and ride your bike today, Simon? I'd have said no. We're in about 3 hours, 28 minutes. Drunk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottles of fluid. It's pretty hot today, and I'm choosing just some of the hilliest routes I can. Definitely got my feeling right, legs feel good. Not once felt like they're sort of backing off at all. So I think once I've got through town, Barnstable that is, I'll do a 30-minute tempo effort home back into Bideford, and hopefully I'll hit the coffee shop before they close. Fingers crossed. We'll ride for cake. Made it. Right, I'm back. I had a shower, chucked it in the washing machine, made a little spot of lunch, and while that's cooling down, I've had a quick look at Training Peaks. Now, what it's saying to me is for the first pretty much, let's have a quick look, 3 hours, 30 minutes, I'm looking over the top there because I've got a big screen in front of me. I sat at a normalised power of 224, which is kind of about right. Heart rate was 126. So again, it's proper steady aerobic, keeping everything real focused on keeping the cadence high, and not trashing myself silly on the bike. I was heading back into Barnstable. I had about 30 minutes where I was holding about 250 240, 250 watts as an average. Got stuck behind a couple of cars, which is always going to slow you down a little bit. And I never chase these people down because I'm trying to get my numbers out. It's like just, there's no point. I've been run over once, don't want to be run over again. And then as I headed into Biddeford, again, same thing happened. I was climbing, van came past me, and as I was dropping down one of the hills, it just went really slow. I could have gone faster than he did. Anyhow, good numbers, holding towards the end, definitely working but not suffering. So I did 30 minutes into Barnstable, rode through town, and then did 30 minutes back home. I'm just feeling really good on the bike. Ate well, drank enough, stopped plenty of times to refill. I think that's the important thing when you're trying to do these rides. And again, I've got to do another one tomorrow. And I don't want to be turning up tomorrow with dead legs. And I always say to people that I coach, if you get on the bike the next day after doing a big ride, knowing you've got a big ride to do, and you turn the pedal and your legs feel empty, it's because you didn't drink enough on the bike, you didn't feel enough on the bike, and you definitely didn't drink enough in recovery or eat enough in recovery, so your legs are empty or feel empty or hard to turn over because you're basically low in glycogen. Get my words out. Because you're basically low in glycogen availability. Anyhow, I'll wrap the video up here because what I wanted to say was, there are things I'm thinking about from an emotional and psychological perspective, in the fact that we view ourselves in the way that we can ride a bike, especially when we are trying to be as good as we possibly can. And sometimes we push ourselves too hard to do our training. I'm not saying we shouldn't be specific, but sometimes I think just by listening to our bodies a bit more and stepping back and allowing recovery, we go out and we do some quality training, and that gives us such a better quality of training. It makes us feel better on the bike, which just crosses over again and again. I think what I often see non-coach cyclists do is because they're so worried about stepping back and allowing good recovery that they train through fatigue, and they feel like it's a failure if they don't train. And when they train through fatigue, they go out and do a big long ride the next day, and they just feel like rubbish on a bike. And that has long-term negative implications, not only for performance, but also of how they view themselves as a cyclist. And it could be one of the reasons why people think as they get older, oh, I'm not getting any faster. It's because they're trying to push themselves too hard and they should be listening to themselves. Is that an age thing? Don't think so. Potentially, could be. Is it just that as you get older, we become way more in tune with what your body's telling you? Because when you're younger, you're a bit bloody stubborn and you just punch it out. Anyway, thoughts. Right, okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit me a like, drop me a follow. And look, if you want to chat about training, or you've got something from this and you want to go deeper into anything that I've talked about today, again, stick in the comment. Happy to have a chat. Right, lunch.